Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, 17th chapter, which is titled as Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yogam. The need of explaining this chapter and as well as the 16th chapter in the last session. When we started this 17th chapter, I have explained about it. The reason is every sadhaka may not have the full qualification to receive the highest knowledge. Therefore, Bhagavan thought of that either by keeping the Arjuna in his mind or the people who are going to listen the Bhagavad Gita later for their sake, how the qualification is very, very important to receive the real essence of the Upanishads, Vedanta Saram, for that sake. So, the last shloka of the 16th chapter created a doubt in the Arjuna, becomes the cause for Arjuna to ask again question. So this chapter starting with that question of, O Lord, you said people who are not not following the Shastra, ye Shastram vidhim usrujya. So suppose if the people who doesn't know the Shastra and if they are supposed to have the Shraddha, they have the Shraddha but they don't know the Shastra. Because of that, they worship, because the Shraddha is there to worship the Lord. But in that Shraddhayanvitaha Shastra vidhim utsrujya ye janaha yajante. What is their nishtha? What is their that faith based on what? Which guna it is based on? How they either it is a sattva guna or a rajo guna or tamo guna. So because guna is a predominant in everybody according to their character. So this worship of the God without having the knowledge of the scriptures, then that Shraddha, what kind of Shraddha, that faith, belief, we can call it. Last class I have given nearly 13 meanings in English for this Shraddha. Therefore, now please tell me that under which category, which guna they will come. Then Bhagavan Krishna taken this advantage of this question, and Bhagavan wants to elaborate this Shraddha in 5 aspects. Arjuna asked only one aspect, yajanti, pujanam karoti, worship, who worships. But Bhagavan going to take up ahara, shraddha, ahara, yajna, tapas and dhanam. So including this Arjuna's question of puja, totally 5. In these 5 fields, how everybody will show the Shraddha in the same way? No. According to their inbuilt swabhava. So from second shloka onwards, Bhagavan Sri Krishna started explaining here. And yes, as you asked, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Guna, you yourself mentioned 3 gunas. naturally the Shraddha will be Trividham Bhavati. Shraddha. For all the human beings. Where from that Shraddha has come? It has come from the previous past life itself. Svabhavaja. It is born out of their previous janmas, karmas, vasanas and the character. Therefore, according to that, Satviki, Rajasi, Tamasi, like that there are three. Now I will explain to you detailedly about each one of these Shraddha related to that guna in 5 different aspects. That 5 different aspects I am mentioning, Bhagavan didn't mention here, but the other coming shlokas, if you see, it will be like that. Then in third shloka, this for everyone, the Shraddha Sattvanurupa Bhavati. Here the one word is used in third shloka, Sattvanurupa. Here Sattva means not the Sattva guna. Sattvanurupa means it is according to their temperament. According to their character, temperament, vasanas. So here in this context, Sattvanurupa means you have to take that meaning. Then in the third shloka, one important statement Bhagavan made in the second line. This is very often quoted by Shankara in his Bhashya and very important. Related to this in Chandogya also, Acharyavan Purushaha, who has got teacher, he is only becomes the Purusha. Shraddha Purusha Bhavati. Acharya, without teacher, no one can get this real Shraddha towards the truth. And here Bhagavan says, Shraddha Mayaha Ayam Purushaha Yo Shraddha Sayeva Saha. Whatever his inbuilt nature, thinking, that only he is. Now when we say Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha, Rama is the embodiment of the Dharma, because all those good virtues are there filled in the Rama. So Dharma itself is, if it takes the form, it will be like this. So Shraddha Mayaha, whatever Shraddha is having inside, that is only he is, that his personality. For that I have given Yamati Sagati in Ashtavakra Gita. Whatever your mind, that according to that your destiny Gati. Or Yadbhavam Tadbhavati. Or whatever you sow, that you reap. Whichever seed you keep, according to that, that tree only will come. Not otherwise, other thing won't come. In this way, third shloka Bhagavan explained. Then only now he is entering into the you asked about the puja. If these people are all worship the same kind of devatas, or they worship and their Shraddha is on another different, yes. Fourth shloka, once again, we will read, which we have completed last class. Full?
You gave explanation, introduction, we didn't read it out.
Yajante satvika devan eksharakshamsi rajasah pretan bhutaganam shanye yajante tamasarjanaham. So Bhagavan now answering the Arjuna's question in this shloka, Satviguna people, they will worship the Devas. Here Devas means the important Satvik Devas, Devatas which are mentioned in the Vedas, Vaidika Devataha. For example, Vishnu, Shiva, and Mahalakshmi, Saraswati, Ganapati. These are all the main deities, and the suktams are written on these devatas, and these devatas are the sattvic devatas. And these devatas doesn't want any havir bhagam or ahuti for their survival, for their sustenance. If you are not doing any ahuti or havir bhagam to Vishnu or Shiva, they don't lose anything. But all other semi-demi gods, mini gods, they are depending on the ahutis are given by the yagnam yajamana. Therefore, they always will uh, look forward for their offerings. That's why in many pujas, you see, Varuna, Indra, Chandra, they were all depending on the ahutis, Agni, but not the main deities. So, whatever other than those Vedic mentioned devatas, all other devatas are, some are in that Rajoguna devatas and some are Sattvic Guna devatas. And according to that, they bless the people, and these people are also having the same kind of Rajoguna or Tamoguna. So, Bhagavan says here, Sattvika Guna people, they will worship the gods. Here, gods means that Vedic deities. But Rajoguna people, here one more point, majorly this Sattvic Guna people worship the Devas, not just for Gnanam or the Moksha, they don't know those things, but they have Shraddha and simply they worship. They worship for a better world, better future. That's why through that we may go to Swarga, we may go to Pitruloka, like that they do the worship for the future, better life in better place. That means they were still in a realm of the relativity only. They were not thinking beyond that, but they are able to think and work for the beyond this present plane of existence and this world. So that is the point. And then Rajoguna people who is having Rajasika, they generally worship the benefits they want to get here in this world. So therefore they will worship the Yaksha Rakshamsi. That means the other custodians of the other small powers, particularly the wealth, Kubera and etc. And sometimes some kind of Rakshasas also they will worship. And in that, Rakshasa word generally given differently in other context. But here, Rakshati Rakshasa. They also have got some power, no? Therefore, they will bless these people. And therefore, they will, they will protect. My Ishtadevata or Kuladevata may not protect, or only worshipping the Vishnu is not enough. Therefore, we will go to the Navagrahas also, we will go to the Ganapati also. Like that, people doesn't have the full belief. My Ishtadevata Sattvic, the universal God, whichever we consider. That's why in Bhagavata Daksha Yajna story, Daksha didn't invite, first of all, Shiva. He didn't invite because he don't like to go give the share in the Havir Bhavagam, should not go to the like that. He doesn't have good relations with his son-in-law, even he is a son-in-law. And later on, so he cursed him. Therefore, that means no Avirbhaga should go to the Shiva. That means what it indicates. So Avirbhaga, these Prajapatis are all the Yaksharakshams, they were all depending on the Havihi, Avis, whatever we offer in the Yajna. That's why there he cursed. But Shiva doesn't become weak or inferior because of that Avirbhaga didn't come. That is the main thing. Then Yaksha so many other like such kind of gods. Rajaseka. What were they mainly do? Here I want the protection, here I want the more facilities, more enjoyments or the comforts. For that sake, I worship those devatas also. In this way, these people's tendencies towards that. Then another category, the tamasika people, guna people, they still go to further down, preta, bhuta, pishacha, that all kinds of bhuta ganas are there. That means instead of worshipping the Shiva, worshipping the Shiva ganas, bhuta ganas means Vinayaka is a ganadhipam. Then after worshipping the Adhipati, leader of the Ganas, then why you worship again this Bhairava, this Nandi and all that? Worship means you worship the Shiva, all they were also worshipped. All his retinue is also taken care. But instead of that, people give more importance to this. Particularly here, this tamasik is their intention is they also want luxury, sukham, comfort here, and the same time they want to destroy the others, and the others don't want to. They should not come up. So when they want to take revenge, when they want to show their jealousy or hatred, they invoke these kind of preta, bhuta, pishacha. These devatas are also powers only. Devata means power, some shakti. It has got its own thing, it will do. So for that, but they have to do certain kind of unusual things. I explained this shloka last class about all that, how these aghoris or tantrikas, mantrikas, black magic, all these people, they will do worship them. Kshudra devatas. Actually, one way, in one place, here south are to say, when the Devi, Mahashakti has taken form, different forms, while she is killing the Rakshasas of Mahishasura and Shumba, Nishumba, all those, she took different forms. All those forms, they become the Sapta Matrugas. They only now in the rural village areas, all that, in the name of Shakti, different names are there. In Tamil Nadu itself, there are Amman, so many different Ammans are there. They are very famous also. And every Amman cinema has taken. And in every cinema, K.R. Vijay acted. So she is very suitable character. Later on, another two people are also there. They are very appropriate for it. Male Marvattur, this, that, Mangad, near Chennai, some other that goddesses. They were all not mentioned in the Vedic this thing, but later they become, and particularly to get it off from immediate problem and all that, they worship those people. But they are all Shastra idhi against. And so Kshudra Devasas. That's why I told that in temple architecture, in every Gopuram, on the entrance we see different Yaksha, Rakshasa, all kinds of terrible figures. Some are half naked, and ladies figures, everything is there. The intention is that without getting any attraction and diversion in these things, Do you have capacity to come inside towards the main deity? And one way. Or sometimes why they keep all this means everybody is under that Perumal, under that Shiva. They were not different. Or some are kept as the Dwarapalakas. The Dwarapalakas are always will be in a terrible form with big mustaches and the big eyes and all that. In this way, now after saying this, Bhagavan tells about the explaining about the same thing in fifth shloka. Ashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante ye tapo janaha dambhahankara samyuktaha kamaraga balanvitaha. Now Bhagavan talking mainly again about the Rajasic and this Tamasic people way of worship and about that. And sixth shloka also we have to read together because it is a continuous message. Karshayanta sharirastam bhutagramamachetasah mam shaivantas sharirastam tan vidyasura nishchayanam. These Asuri Swabhava people or Rajasic Swabhava people, those who not known the Shastra, not interested to know the Shastra, therefore if they don't know how they can follow, therefore Shastra Vidhim Avihitam Ashastra Vihitam. Where Shastra is not mentioned, many of them are created by the in between human beings, some elders, somehow they are all crop up, developed. And what they do, Ashastra Vitam, what way the worship of them? It is a ghoram, terrible, ghoram. Even to see, to listen, it will be very horrible, ghoram. And for that sake, they will do tapas also. These janaha, rajoguna, tamoguna people together, their tapas will be very terrible and they torture their own body. Tapyante. They do tapas for it. As Hiranyakashipu did tapas, Ravana also did the tapas, and Bhasmasura did the tapas, and tapyante. And what kind of tapas? Ghoram tapas. And what is their inner nature? Dambham, ahankara dominated. These Dambha, Ahankara words are already spoken in the last chapter. Dambha, Ahankara is related to the Rajasika type of people, and Kamaraga, Balanvitaha also will represent to the Rajasic, but Tamasic more. Raga, Kama, because of that desire, the attachment Raga, and that intensity, the strength of that, they will indulge in this kind of worship. First of all, Ashastra Vihitam, Ghoram Tapaha, means they torture themselves. Ghoram means Pidanam, torture their body, and because of their tapas, it is indirectly torturing the surrounding other jivas also. See, many these tantrika people, all that, they want to give the bali of the nara. one person tried about Shankaracharya also, no? He has to, some Bhairava tradition worshipper, because they consider that sacrificing a one sannyasi or human being who is he kept that, so he's searching for that. Therefore, even in Buddha's time also, one Kapalika, he also did that. Then Dambha Ahankara Samyukta. They want to show the domination here in this world, and they want to have the more and more powers to control here many others, many living beings, even sometimes the nature also. That's why Bhasmasura asked that, give me on whoever's head I keep the hand, they should get burnt. Then he want to do that same test on it, on the Lord Shiva itself, who has given that varam. See how a tragedy. This is their tendency. They want to live long. They want to act like a god. Hiranyakashipu told that I am the god. Who is their god? Ravana said, I am the god. So this kind of ahankara is more stronger and stronger in them. Because of that, whatever they think, whatever they say, that should be done. That is dambham. And more kamam. Asushu ramante iti asuraha. So kamaraga balanvitaha. Then in this way, they behave in this world. I mean, they do the worship, kamaraga. Then, because of that, what exactly they are doing? They were torturing me also, who is staying in their inner heart, sharirastham bhutagramam. Bhutagram means they tortured their own sense organs, they tortured their body, and they torture me also, who is staying in their heart as a sakshi. Mam cha eva. They karshayantaha, their own body, they torture their own body, and they are torturing me also, because I am only staying in their body. Mam cha eva antasharirastham. As inner dweller, I am indweller, I am staying there. So whoever do like this, Arjuna, you know for certain that tan vidhi asura nishchayan, asuri swabhava people. Vidhi means keep away from them. Don't listen what they say or what they are doing. Don't get lost in them. Or know for certain clearly it is dangerous. Okay. In the 5th shloka, Bhagavan told 4 things: Dambha, Ahankara, and Kama, Raga. These people who are having these 4 qualities, they were achetasaha, in the same shloka. Avivekis. They don't know that it is not going to give them a permanent solution or anything. And they don't see that I am disturbing and torturing many others also. Now in this, the animal sacrifice, a human sacrifice, or like that, these are all, many practices were gone, but somewhere in interior, here and there, animal sacrifice lot is there now also. Particularly the branches of the Devi worship which are all developed. But definitely there should be some kind of animal sacrifice and all that. Actually, that is cannot be done every time. That's why they put in that pumpkin a lot of the red. They want to show it is like a blade, and they will cut it, push, and they will keep it like this. And sometimes in the near the shop, near the top of the head, and all that. So some kind of. But if you do like that, some vegetable or like that, it is okay. But in the name of that, they will give the animal sacrifice. Then Karshayantaha means they torture their body and they make their body weak. Now you see, in the name of fasting, there are many people do too much fasting. And if the son is writing exam, the mother will do the fasting. Because something I want to change the situations because I am having the willpower. Like that, it is called Pidivadam actually. You are adamant. Hey, Lord doesn't know that what that person has to get and what. But in the name of, if the children are not healthy, if they have any problem also, this mother will take some vratam, or they will do before or after that also will come again, will come by walk to your temple like that. This is not correct actually. That strengthens and shows that your ahankara. Somehow you want to make the Lord to listen to you like that. Who are you to command and compel the Lord? So that is what Hiranyakashipu, the body completely disappeared, become bones. But now also you can see such kind of people, terrible tapasas they will do. And just to see right now in some temples why they do this Anga Pradakshinam with wet clothes, and to somebody should be there with that person because he's rolling. He may go to that side or that side, or vastram may go side. So they keep on adjust their lungi and all that. One lady should be there, husband and wife, and they are torturing. Nowhere it's said like that, but it becomes very popular. People will go to the Kailash by doing Sashtanga Namaskara. Sashtanga Namaskara, get up. Sashtanga Namaskara, get up. You imagine. There are, we saw when we went to Kailash, that too particularly Buddhist monks and who are accustomed to that climate and all that. They will put some kind of wooden thing in this that to fall because everywhere like that. But normal clothes only, maybe for knees also they will tie. So like this, it's a unwanted torturing. In these kind of practices, if you see plenty in the whole world. So Bhagavan is going to tell that most of them are doing the Satvika Puja is very, very few people. Even though they do, looks like doing Satvika Puja, but they will combine again in that many other things. Many other things. So it is become mixture now. That's why people don't know that what we are doing and what for. Since so many years they were doing. It is done by my father and my grandmother. Vruddha Vyavahara. Simply they follow like that. But they won't come to study the Shastra or understand it. In this way, they are torturing their own body and they are torturing me also. Here Shankara writes one word, how you are, if you are a Sakshi inside, you are untouched. Sakshi means untouched. Then how you are tortured by them? That doubt will come now. What he said, Bhagavan, Mam chayeva sharirastham, who is abiding inside of their body. And then Bhagavan said that much only. By residing in their own body as the Sakshi Atma, I am I am the Sakshi of their all their karmas and everything. Then naturally you are it should be indifferent. Bhagavan Shankara writes there, it is Mad Anushasanam Akaranameva Matkarshanam. Torturing me means not listening to my words itself is torturing me. Mad Anushasanam. They never listen my words. They never try to understand what I am saying. So, violating my words and neglecting me itself is torturing me in that way. So, all these are all called Asuri Nishayan. So, in this both we can put it, because with this Bhagavan concluding that puja aspect and then go to the food aspect. So, here we have to understand mainly whether we are worshipping this Almighty Supreme Lord for what. If we are a Vedantic seekers or we want the truth, then you put that desire to the Almighty, you liberate me from this relative existence of samsara. I don't want anything more than that. And reveal your real nature and my real nature. That's it. I want the gnanam. If at all we worship, we should worship by asking this. And what Lord said, if you are good, you are a now good boy, good person, then you go to the satsang. Listen what I said in the Bhagavad Gita, Uddhava Gita, and my own creation Upanishads. You listen to them, then you are not torturing me. Because once if you don't listen to the Shastra, we disturb ourselves, we spoil ourselves, we disturb and spoil others also. So we are becoming the cause for disturbance of many others in this world. Yes? Therefore, these Asuris, these people, in every house these kind of problems are there because of their husband is or wife is like that, and they think themselves they are religious and they are so adamant, so cranky, and they want everybody to follow that, and they will torture and they will become sick and so weak and like that, and that create the trouble to others also, because all this is I want something to get immediately here. Therefore, they think that this is the tapas. This is the tapas. But by the end of that tapas vratam, what exactly happened? Do you have any change in your heart? Do you got the peace of mind or not? And your ego is become stronger or weak in your way of behaving in this world. You may follow 41 days Ayyappa Vratam and all that. You may go and come back also. So there is no any change because many are doing. So I will also do. It is a kind of one, no, just sheep follows the other group. One teacher asked the student in the classroom to teach the mathematics like that. She explaining in one farmer's house, in that hut, there are he kept the 10 sheep, and in that 2 sheep were gone out or taken out. then how many sheep will remain, goats are remain? That student said, no sheep will remain there. Then teacher got angry. How come? I told only two are went out. Miss, your mathematics maybe you are teaching correct, but practically I am telling, I saw in my house, once one sheep jumps and goes, all will jump. All will jump. In the front, the sheep will go this side, all will go this side. They don't think. This is a sheep uh, folk following the others. Like that, people will follow. And then after saying this, now puja part is over. Now Bhagavan from 7th is telling that I am going to tell about another 4 things also. Better to know that also, because that also have a lot of effect on the person's personality. Therefore, Bhagavan introducing that 7th shloka. आहारस्त्वपि सर्वस्य त्रिविधो भवति प्रियः यज्ञस्तपस्तथा दानं तेषां भेदमिमं शृणु. Arjuna, I answered your question. By the way, I want to say about another 4 more aspects also. Aharam also, the food also liked by these 3 types of people, 3 types of Shraddha, Satvika, Rajasika, Tamasika. Trivido bhavati priyaha. It is liked by these 3 types of people, 3 different kind of food. Not only that, 3 different kind of yajnam also, yajnaha, and 3 different types of tapas also, and 3 different types of dhanam also. Now I would like to tell you what is the difference among all these 3. Please listen. And then after introducing in this shloka, ahara effect some extent we will see here itself. If you what kind of food eat, even next day immediately some effect you will be there. Not subtle changes, because the subtle food is only converting into as our mind. So therefore, generally we say the face is the index of the mind. But still deeper, according to Shastra, food is the index of your mind. What kind of mind you have, it depends upon your food. Because the subtlest part of the food is converted as the mind. Most gross will be thrown out. Then some extent gets digested. Then subtle absorbed in the blood. And that becomes again subtle as the ojas, the creating power of the bija. And still beyond that it becomes the mind, subtle. Therefore, this description. But yajna, tapas, dana, these 3 things effects you cannot see that much easily, because they are adrushtam. They are adrushtam, invisible. Then, after introducing that, I am going to tell about these another 4 aspects also. Then in 8th shloka, 8th, 9th and 10th, for one guna, Bhagavan telling about the one shloka, about food. See, therefore, how important it is. 8th shloka. Ayus sattva balarogya सुखप्रीतिविवर्धनाः रस्या स्निग्धा स्थिरा हृद्याः आहारा सात्विकप्रियाः. This kind of food is preferred by the sattvic people. Bhagavan giving a lot of details about the food here. Okay, because even for puja he didn't say this much detailed. 3 shlokas clearly, word by word. What he says here, ahara shuddhau sattva suddhihi. Shastra says, if ahara is shuddham and that sattva guna also becomes much more purer, sattva shuddhi. Sattvat sanjayate gnanam. Unless if the sattva guna is dominant, then gnana cannot come to those people. That means ahara means here even Bhagavan tells at a gross level, we have to understand that the 5 sense organs, whatever they ahriyate iti aharaha, whichever is consumed. Eyes consuming the ahara of the colors and forms, ears consuming the sounds. Like this, of course, tongue, mouth consuming, and nose, everything. All together it is called ahara only. Therefore, only eating is not only mentioned here, all 5 sense organs, whatever they are receiving is ahara. So what kind of food you give to your senses, that also becomes the quality of your mind. In that, this gross food is also very, very important. Now here, in the 6th chapter itself, Bhagavan told about this in a simple way. That elaboration here. In 6th chapter he said, युक्ताहार विहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधश्च योगो भवति दुःखः. If you are not moderate in your ahara, vihara, sleep and waking, anything if you are doing too much, ahar, yuktahara, vihara, yukta chesta, your actions also, don't overdo. And sleep or waking should not be too much, it should be balanced. Otherwise, they all becomes the dukkha, they will create a misery for you. Now that elaboration coming here, aharaha, these foods, what are those foods? Ayuhu, sattva, bala, arogya, sukha, priti, vivardhanaha. This vivardhana word should be included to ayuhu vivardhana. Vivardhana means increases, which makes it to grow. Sattva increases, bala increases, arogya is vivardhanam, and sukha vivardhanam, priti, all vivardhanaha. Each of these words are easily understandable. These 5 are the main sattvika food effects, okay, which increase longevity, mental strength, physical strength or physical health, and gives the comfort and happiness also, pleasure. These are the 5. And now what is that food? You didn't say how that food should be. Now Bhagavan giving 4 words to that. First is the rasyaha. Rasyaha means which are delicious. They are tasty only. Okay, but in our understanding, each person will tell my taste is different, your taste. But generally, they will create some kind of desire in you to eat, and the same way some lala jalam, the saliva should secrete, and you must be able to feel good and eat. So rasyaha, which are delicious. Then snigdhaha, snigdhaha. That means not they are very dry, not very dry. That means little bit snigdha means actually which are having little bit oil, little bit. That's why the ghee is added little bit. That means they should not be so dry. Dry. Suppose the munching crispy things generally people will like more. But very little you can take that kind of papad or the another vadagam. But all the time liking only that roasted and fried. Okay, fried oil consuming lot, but again it makes it so dry only, crispy. If you eat only that more and see, your stomach will cry. You will feel more thirsty. So snigdhaha and sthiraha. That means nourishing, which ultimately gets digest easily and gives some strength to the body. It should be absorbed into the blood. That means to say in Ayurvedic language, where there is no ajirnam, atijirnam or kujirnam. Ajirnam, no digestion, over digestion or wrong digestion. These three should not be there. Then a fourth point is hridyaha. Hridyaha means by seeing itself it should give some kind of pleasure. I mean, feel like to eat. For eyes, pleasing to the eyes, we think like that. But here, hridyaha means hrudi, which gives the pleasingness to the mind. But first of all, we forget that our eyes sees that it looks so colorful, so decorative and all that. That is actually cheating you. Your eyes are cheating you. Then ultimately that food may not give the pleasure and pleasantness to the mind. The mind should have that pleasant feeling, hridyaha. That means the food should not give only taste to the 4 inches tongue, but it should take care of the 34 feet track of your digestive system. It's 34 feet track, and that too it is not like a highway mount road straight. It is a very, very zigzag and twisted road. And the food has to travel through that GI tract, gastrointestinal 34 feet tract. Then so don't bother about the 4 inches tongue alone. That is the meaning. And so these are the 4 important points Bhagavan said. And if the food is like that, now to understand this in a simple way, generally we used to say simple, sattvic and nutritious vegetarian diet. Simple, sattvic, nutritious and vegetarian diet. Then always you should take light breakfast and little bit more heavy lunch and again very light dinner. So like this, these are all some practical hints. Bhagavan generally told that the food should be in such a way. Against to that, that is now next shloka Bhagavan explains. Then and sometimes the rules about the food adjustable. Adjustable means even the sattvic food, which comes under it, all these rules according to time, season, according to place. In other place, you may not get what you are getting here. So according to the time, place, and according to the age and health, already present health of the body, some adjustments always required. You should not follow blindly in the same way. Therefore, that is all these things comes under the sattvic food. In this, so many other things can be added. Okay, eat for living, don't live for eating, and eat the solids, eat the liquids and drink the solids. Eat the liquids means generally if it is liquid, we just gulp it. We don't keep in the mouth for some time and mix with the saliva because it is liquid. But you learn to eat the liquids. Every sip way. Then drink the solid. If it is a solid rice, this, that chapati, make it liquid. So, and as like you are again drinking. Ultimately, the food, whether it is a solid or liquid, should mix with the inside these enzymes first stage. Whoever eats the food very fast and finish quickly, they will get digestion problems later in their age. That is not correct. That's why food should be eaten always very slowly, with respect and reverence, and so many things can be included in this with the prayer, with the gratitude, and making the food clean by doing some achamanam prayer, all these things. In other classes we have detailed given that some time back. Then here in the 9th shloka also, just we'll start it. Now Bhagavan is going to tell about the Rajasika type of mentality people, they like this kind of food. 9th shloka. Khatvam lavana. These words are joined here. Khatvam lalavanatyushna tishna rushna vidahinah ahara rajasasreshtaah dukkha shoka maya predah. In the first line itself, to read itself, it is looking so hard, so the food will be like that. Nothing that katva, amla, lavana, ati ushna, tikshna, rushna, vidahina. So 7 things are told by the Lord here. If the food is like this, it is liked by these Rajasic people. It is liked by these Rajasic people. Then what are the meaning of it? Aharaha, these kind of foods, that's why it's all one sentence like that we can take. But what are the 7 meanings of that? Which are very bitter and very sour and saltish, very hot and very hot in the temperature, but pungent, with lot of irritation in the tongue, dry and burning. That means generally to understand this ati padam, ati where it is ati ushna, atyushna, should be added to every word. Ati khatva, khatva means bitter. Amla, that sour, and lavana, saltish, too salt. Sometimes people will, I used to get bhiksha before some few years from different students. After that, now I'm not asking them. At that time, I will know that this much hot and salty food they eat every day. But it is for them it won't be much because become habit. You keep on eating that much salt or hot, people they think it's not at all salty. If they go anywhere and if the salt is less, they will add more and more salt. So what is moderate salt, how much is required for the tongue to produce the saliva, that's it. If it is there is no any tasteless, then saliva won't secrete. Therefore, this ati word should be used to the everything. And eating very hot. Some people, if the food is become little cold, they can't. They have to eat that hot, even though the water comes through the eyes and water comes through the nose. And the karam, the chili is what they use. Immediately they will get the water from the eyes, nose, and after a few minutes or while eating also tongue will burn and up to here tract is burning. Whenever people they go sometimes to eat outside in hotel or somewhere, you see immediately after a few hours by evening or night that which we are not generally eating, or roadside these chaat foods or all that, they create immediately some kind of burning sensation and all that. That's why the last one is the tikshana and ruksha. Okay, they are very dry, pungent, all kinds of masala, too much masala, too much all this garlic, onion, using more and more. They all comes under actually to say, according to the scriptures, Rajasic food. They were not suggested for a spiritual seeker. But in many ashrams also, they were using them. But some ashrams, some people, places, food will be very tasty, but it is very simple sattvic. Okay. So these are all the 7 types of food. They like it. But what is the ultimate the result which causes the dukkha, shoka, kamaya pradaha? These foods, while eating, they should be very, very tasty and nice like that. But finally, they give the misery in the name of disease. For the temporarily, they are. You feel that you eaten whatever you liked it, but later on, sharira pida, and then in later disturbs the mind and gives the shoka also, and disease to the body. Dukkha, shoka, amaya. This is not kama, shokam, and amaya means disease. So mental disturbance, physical disturbance, and as well as ultimately misery. That means they create and increase the anger in the person, passion in the person, all this kind of more and more rajoguna, because the food is like that. Food is like that. And these ishtaha rajasasya, who are all the rajasic mentality people, they love this kind of food. Therefore, for a sadhaka, spiritual seeker, it is highly recommended that simple sattvic, nutritious vegetarian diet. But many times they think that they are eating sattvic food only, we are vegetarians only, but there again Everyday pickle means a lot of salty, and they want that karam also too much, and put all kinds of chilies, dry chili, green chili, and all that. And if while eating itself it is burning this end, means tomorrow later definitely it will burn in the other end also. But in course of time, when they are becoming habituated, they won't feel much, but it creates the ill health later. Anyhow, so we'll conclude here and see the next shloka about the tamasic food. Then Bhagavan talks about the one yajna tapas dhanam. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.